Hey guys, this is Rishendra. So, so until now we have seen different kinds, like we have seen Python, Streamlit, and SQL separately, so that we will know each one mhm, separately, and then so. Today I will explain an example about how to use a combination of these three together. Uh, this is so let me share my screen. Um, yeah, so I hope everyone can see this. So I have prepared a mm, example code to explain this how Python, Streamlit, and SQL can be used together. So this is a simple code of a library management system. So um, here I used Python, Streamlit, and SQL. So here Python handles the program logic. Streamlit creates a graphical user interface, and SQL stores the data permanently in the database. Okay, so this project specifically demonstrates all four crude operations. So if you know crude, it's like CRUD means, which means read, update, or end delete. So this example, I wanted to do crude operation so that I can explain it better. So yeah, as you can see here, I imported Streamlit as ST, and I imported my SQL connector. So in the last video, I have told you can use different types of SQL versions. There's SQLite 3, MySQL, and different SQL versions. So I used MySQL version. So in the import, I wrote it as MySQL dot connector. So my database will be running in MySQL. And pandas, so since the database will be in the form of table, I imported pandas so that it's better for handling the table data. And the next is the database connection. So as you can see, define connect underscore db. So what it does, it creates a reusable database connection. So think of it as like it opens the connection to MySQL, and it creates the database if needed. If it can create a table if needed, and then it will return the connections. So as you can see here, this connects it to the MySQL database. So here, as you can see, MySQL dot connector dot connect host. I am using a local host, and user. So user this. This will be the username that you used in the uh, whenever you created your database. There you will use you will create a username and password. So those username and passwords, those should go here, uh, in these places. And then yeah, the local is a user host. Now yeah, so the cursor executes, this one executes the SQL commands. So the cursor function, it executes SQL commands. So without cursor, the commands like select, insert, update, and delete, these functions, they cannot run. Now, as you can see here, I created a database called library underscore DB. Now, you can see, for this program to work, you have to save the database in the same, you have to save this database in the same folder where you saved this program. Otherwise, it won't work. So as you can, I will show you one thing. So here you can see, where is it? Yeah. So here you can see I have my SQL command line client open. So if you open this and then if you type show databases, second. Sorry, just give me a minute. Let me open that again. Okay, so bases. Yeah. So if you type show databases in this, and you can see here that the database that I created, library underscore DB, is in the list of databases in my SQL. So which means I can use that particular library DB database without any problems. And so the so next one is about inserting books. So yeah, so this is key. So since the database is empty at first, so first you will insert books to like increase the table size, and the more books you add, the more the table size gets. So I did all the I said I did all the crude operations. So the first crude operation is create, which means the insert books, the function that will come under the create function of the create operation of the crude operations. So in the insert books, you will insert various kinds of books, and various kinds of books. So I created the options like title, author, genre, quantity, all of those. So you can put any title you want. You can put any author you want for the book, and you can create any genre of books, and you can put, put any quantity. So you now the next of the CRUD operations is read. So which means viewing the books. So to view the books, you can just I wrote select star from books, which means so select function. It gives you a list of all the information in the databases. So I wrote select star. So I which means it will give all the information. If I wrote select star from books, where and I write where that which means I am specifying what information, what part of the information I want. So I didn't write the where condition, which means I will get all the information of all the books I created in the database. The next one is of the CRUD operations. uh, um, is update, and as you can see here, you can update any quantity. So updating books, i I only gave that function to where you can only update the set quantity. So where if you put a books to a certain quantity, so when you give away the books, the quantity reduces. So I gave the update quantity book quantity function. Next of the CRUD operations is delete. So delete function, it deletes the books from the table. So if you have no books in the library, if you have no books from the library, you can delete that particular book from the database. So the next one is where is it? Yeah, so the next one is the Streamlit UI. So so as you can see here, I put the title as library management system, and I also created a sidebar select box options. So select box options. So there's whenever you fill an application online, so there will be one of the select boxes operations. I will show you the select box when I run the code, and also run the code, and also there's like add book page. So if add book page, so the Streamlit it shows add book form. So the text here, the title, and you can see the order. So when adding the book, see, I gave titles like book title, author, I gave author, genre. Now, for the genre, you can put any genre you want. You can put comics, you can put fiction, science, history. I put it as I kept five genres, which is fiction, science, history, technology, and others. And also I put quantity, and I put the minimum value as 1 and step 1. So if you want to increase quantity, it will increase one step at a time. So you can put 3 or 4, uh, whatever any amount you want, but it should be like a singular amount. So the next one is view books page. So I will show you the view books page when I run the code. It will be more clear if I show you the uh, executed code. Yeah, these are I have to show you with the executed code so that you will understand it more better. So yeah, let me just do this. So you know how to run a Streamlit code. So it's Streamlit. I already told you that it's Streamlit space run space example dot py. So let's run the code. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So okay. Let's give it time. So I think it's loading up. Okay. So now, as you can see here, this is a library book management. And see, as for the book title, you can give any book titles. So I'm just going to give it as um, the auto tech. I'm just going to, you can give any title, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to give the title as auto tech. And for other, uh, I will write it as Richie. And since I wrote it as auto text, it's like technology genre. And for the quantity, I'll just add 5 and add book. So you can see here that the book has been successfully added into the database. So now if you go here, and as you can see here for the sidebar option, you can see view books, update quantity, delete book. You can see all the options. So now if we go to view books, see you can see the books that are added into the system, into the database. So the other book I just added it before. I added it before just to test the code. So there will be 2 books that are added, and as you can see here, it has ID, title, author, genre, quantity. So I just added one more book for just for testing the code. Now, if you go here, see there's update quantity. So you can select the book ID. So since there are only 2 books, so I'll give the book ID as 1. And since we put it as a 5, now I'll just change it to 3 and I'll click update. Now, if you go back to view books, you can see that the book quantity has uh, updated. Uh, View books. Um, so let's go to update quantity again. I think I put the same number. So let's do book ID 2 and let's just do 3 and update. And there's few books. And as you can see here, the quantity has updated and both of them are 3. Now, if you want to delete, you can just go to delete. You can select which book ID you want and then just delete. And then if you go to view books, you can see that the book has been deleted. So now this is just one of the examples of the of using Python, of using a combination of Python, Streamlit, and SQL. So I, so yeah, that's it for today, and I will explain you another example tomorrow. So yeah, that let me stop the screen share. Yeah, so that's it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. So yeah, thank you.